He's got him up for the Bodyslam.
Hi folks, Gavbon here, and I'm joined by the glorious
Lee.
And welcome to our No Mercy 2017 pay-per-view prediction for the upcoming, as I've just said, No Mercy pay-per-view, which is a WWE Raw event, and obviously it's pretty stacked card, but without further ado, we're going to go straight into our predictions. We're going to go through each match, give our predictions, and I think the loser should do a forfeit. So I think...
How do you mean a forfeit? Forfeit from what?
Well, the winner, the general consensus usually when people do predictions is there's always a winner and a loser. So we'll think of a forfeit.
So the loser's got to...
Do something.
Yeah, alright, I'll go with that.
Alright, and sweet. I'll think of something. So, although this is a non-confirmed match so far, it's been rumoured that The Miz is going to face Jason Jordan for the Intercontinental title. This is not yet 100% confirmed, so we will not be doing a prediction of this particular match. So, starting off, in no particular order, we'll start off with the bottom end of the card. The first match is Neville versus Enzo Amore for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Can I go first?
What do you think, Lee?
Neville, Enzo Amore is there to try and get the ratings up. Neville's king of the Cruiserweights. No one's on the Neville level.
No one's
Especially
on the
not Enzo Amore. I'm going for Neville with the Rings of Saturn for the finisher.
You think? Well, I'm going to say Enzo Amore. And the reason I'm going to say Enzo Amore is because although Neville is a great technical wrestler, he's great high-flying, Enzo Amore is probably more over with the fans, and I think they're going to try and boost the Cruiserweight title by putting it on someone who's actually been on the main roster for a while now. I mean, you can agree or disagree.
Disagree.
Yeah, thought you might. So yeah, come to the next match, which is Finn Balor, but not the Demon King Finn Balor, which is the whole basis and premise of this match, against Bray Wyatt. Now, Wyatt's taken issue with the fact that he lost, and obviously he lost to the Demon King and not an actual man, although he is a man. He's just a man, Demon King man. Man, Demon King man, or Demon King man?
Demon King man?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
And he wants a man-to-man match. So, what's your prediction then, Lee?
I'm going to go for Bray Wyatt.
Why?
Just for the fact that, Balor won SummerSlam. I think they're kind of tied up on the wins and losses, these two. I just think Bray Wyatt's due a win. Since he's come to Raw, he's done absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, they put the title on him for...
But that was on SmackDown.
On SmackDown, yeah, they brought him to Raw and he's not done anything so far.
I honestly think, speaking off topic, but I think there'll be a shake-up where probably Finn Balor goes to SmackDown. I just don't think he's doing nothing on Raw because he's not going to be in the main event picture. Joe, Lesnar, Strowman, Reigns, Cena, Balor doesn't really measure up to any of them, does he?
No.
I know we can always say that, Balor beat Reigns on his first night and he did this and he beat Rollins and that.
Since he got injured and come back, he's done nothing.
He's done nothing, no. So I'm going Bray Wyatt, 100%.
Well, I am going
Sister Abigail.
I am going to disagree with you again. And I'm going to go with Finn Balor. I think this win for Finn Balor will catapult him into the IC title mix. That's really the only title he can go for at the moment. I do think that he will eventually go to SmackDown when they do the next shake-up. Bray Wyatt again is due a win, but every time Bray Wyatt loses, he doesn't lose badly. He doesn't get buried.
But you can win and you can lose and you can.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm going to go with Finn Balor based on the fact that I think he's going to get pushed again, and Bray Wyatt can take this loss and he
How
can
many
go
losses
forward.
can he take?
Well, he's taken quite a few, but he's a former world champion now. He will get his push again. It's just all about, Strowman at the moment. But yeah, I think Finn Balor. You think Wyatt.
Yes, so that's...
Next match, I think.
So, 2 matches we've gone into, and we both disagree on both matches.
Funny enough.
Yeah, I'll let you introduce the next match.
Now we have the Raw Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way with the sexy Alexa Bliss, the not-so-sexy Sasha Banks, not too bad for a fat lass, Nia Jax, against Emma, who looks fit all the time. It was originally going to be Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. Sasha obviously used her rematch clause on Raw. Kurt Angle decided to give Jax and Emma a chance to win a chance into the match for a tag team match. Emma, obviously Nia Jax, wrecked Sasha. It was Sasha, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, wrecked Sasha. And then obviously Emma blind tagged in, took the pin, got into the championship match. So here we are, Fatal 4-Way. I think I'll go first this time with this prediction. I'm going to go with Nia Jax. Now, the reason I go with Nia Jax is I think she's due a win. She's due a title win. You know, they're not going to give it back to Sasha Banks. She's like a yo-yo with the title. She picks it up, drops it 2 weeks later, picks it up again, drops it 2 weeks later. She hasn't held the belt for more than, I think it's 24 consecutive days, which is nothing really. Alexa Bliss, I think, will not be pinned. I think she will be out of the equation. And this will be Alexa Bliss's chance to continue mourning like she normally does. Emma is a good wrestler, but her persona is terrible. She looks fit, but she's got nothing going for her currently at the moment. She's just kind of like a girl who's, picking up wins by not doing anything. So I'm going to go with Nia Jax. What about yourself, Lee?
I would say Nia Jax too. This is the first match that we're going to actually agree on. But for different reasons. I think, obviously, with the introduction of Asuka coming to Raw, I think Asuka needs a big challenger to just come into the division and take it by storm like she did in NXT. She's Alexa Bliss. I like her.
Yeah.
But if you put her against Asuka, then you know who's going to win. Sasha, same with that. Emma, not a credible competitor to face Asuka. So it's kind of, it sounds strange saying like a David versus Goliath kind of match situation.
I mean, they did this in NXT with Nia Jax, and then Asuka, and the promo was building up to it. Nia Jax was getting the advantage of her, but obviously Asuka prevailed.
As she did with anyone who was in the division.
I think it's noteworthy to mention that I think the only reason Emma's in the match is because they've literally got all the Raw women's wrestlers in this title match. There isn't really, outside of Bayley, who's currently injured, isn't she?
Yeah.
There isn't really anyone else. I think it would have been Bayley. I think Emma's replaced what would have been Bayley's spot, providing she hadn't got injured. As you said, Asuka's coming in. I think they'll put the belt on Jax. Asuka will go through the roster and then fight Jax.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's going to go. On to the next match, which is for the Raw Tag Team Championship. So this is the third championship match so far. With obviously, this isn't mentioned in the proposed Intercontinental match against Miz and Jason Jordan, which is rumoured but not confirmed.
Just to start you on there. Just your prediction if that match is going to be.
If it is, I would say Jason Jordan.
I disagree again. Jordan's not the guy to take the IC title off the Miz.
Well, Jordan's getting pushed at the moment. You can see that he's well liked backstage. I can see some sort of maybe screw job with Kurt Angle interfering.
No, I think it's too soon for all that. I think if that match does come into fruition, then I think it's going to be the Miz getting the victory. Like, even if it's like in a dirty heel kind of fashion, I just see that's the way it's going to be.
You think there'll be interference from the Miz to Raj?
Yeah, just to make sure that Jordan isn't looked weak.
Doesn't look weak. I got you.
Because he can't face Reigns, Cena, and then get beat off the Miz clean.
Yeah, this is why I think he's not going to get beaten off the Miz. I think he's going to win it. I think we're looking at a third title change if it does take a head in 4 matches. But yeah, anything else to say on the proposed Intercontinental? It's not confirmed.
No, it's just a rumour at the minute. I think we'll just leave it as that. But I'm going Miz, you're going Jordan.
I'm going Jordan, yeah. So we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus, or Death, as it's been known, Dean, Seth, Death, versus...
I've never heard that before.
Have you not?
No.
Against Cesaro, or Cesarmus, or however you want to say it, Cesaro and Cesaro and Sheamus.
Just Sheamus and Cesaro will do.
Yeah, that'll do. Basically a rematch with the titles that they lost.
You want to go first? Me? You?
Yeah, I think that I think Cesaro and Sheamus are going to take the titles back off.
Because?
Well, Ambrose and Rollins are not a proper tag team. I think they'll implode at the pay-per-view, and I think they'll definitely have a big match against each other.
What?
Not next pay-per-view, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say they'll have a little feud, because you can see it was teased to begin with. I mean, they have come to blows before they were a tag team. I think they'll lose and it'll just escalate out of control. And I think Cesaro and Sheamus will make them look like mugs, steal the win, get the titles back. And I reckon that the next pay-per-view it'll be the Hardys versus Sheamus, Cesaro and Sheamus. And I think Cesaro and Sheamus will keep the belts. And I think that's when you'll see Matt turning full broken and Jeff will be back in the singles picture. I don't think they'll keep the Hardys together for much longer. What about you, Lee?
Well, once again, I disagree. I think Sheamus and Cesaro, they're kind of past the sell-by date. I don't really see them being champions.
Not again.
Anytime soon. The reason I say that is because I think the Rollins and Ambrose feud is going to go a lot more further, maybe even into WrestleMania season, Royal Rumble.
Okay, I get you.
WrestleMania season. It's going to end up in a screw job. I think that Ambrose is going to turn heel against Rollins because I really like Dean Ambrose, but I think he's due a heel turn because he's been face for 2-3 years
he's
now.
Not even a good face.
Exactly. So
in the Shield,
so he should be a heel.
I like his crazy heel persona, like he had in the Shield.
There you go. So that's
but
what
then again, I like Seth Rollins' heel as well. I think he made a great heel with the authority. So you're picking Ambrose and Rollins, and I've gone Cesaro and Sheamus. So we've agreed on one match so far.
Out of how many?
Out of 5.
Yeah, so we split decision.
And here we come.
Should put £100 on this.
God, put your money where your mouth is. So we've come to our co-main event, or if you want to call it that. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Cena's come back to Raw just to challenge Roman Reigns. They've been jousting verbally on and off. The promos they've been cutting have been absolutely brilliant. A breath of fresh air on Raw. It's made the match important, especially how they've not actually come to blows. They've been in the ring that many times together and they haven't come to blows yet, which I think is quite tame, but I think it increases the hype. You go first on this one, Lee. Who do you reckon, Cena or Reigns?
I'm going to say Roman Reigns, and the reason that I'm saying Roman Reigns is because from what I've been reading online, Cena's taken a good few months off
to film Bumblebee.
Yeah, over the Christmas period, maybe about by January, and I think a lot like the Dudley Boys and a couple of other main stage people who's come back to put new talent over. It's like the Undertaker put Reigns over. I think Cena's there to put Reigns over.
Yeah, before he goes on his hiatus.
Before he goes, yeah, so Reigns can be the guy.
On the night.
On the night. On the pay-per-view. On the roster. I don't agree with it.
No.
I don't think...
He was pushed too quickly.
It's not that he's pushed too quickly, he's just been through down your throats, but
yeah,
it's like John Cena has been for like 10-15 years.
Yeah, but John Cena started off, he built himself up. Reigns, it's because of who he was, what family he's from. He pushed him as a big guy. He's got the right physique. He can't cut a promo for shit. He really can't cut a promo. And John Cena's
I disagree.
proved that.
I disagree with that. I think he can cut a decent promo, especially this week's Raw. His promo was
made no sense.
Nah, I think it did. It was more passable than it was bad. But I'm still going I'm sticking with Roman Reigns.
I will have to agree with you. Cena's going away for months. He'll probably be back at the Royal Rumble, I imagine. Reigns would get absolutely nothing from losing. It would be catastrophic for him, I think, if he lost against Cena, especially if he wants to go into the title picture, which he will be doing before WrestleMania season, I imagine, or at WrestleMania. Cena's got nothing to accomplish by beating Roman Reigns at the moment. I think the next time they have a match, he'll win. But I think, this is him putting, like you said, he's putting Reigns over at the moment. And I think it'll be a good match back and forth. I think Cena will show a lot of resolve. Reigns will pick up the win with a spear. There'll be probably about 3 or 4 Superman punches, because that's what happens at a pay-per-view. It seems to be about 50% strong, weaker at a pay-per-view, because generally he's always cocking his arm at pay-per-views. I think Reigns has got the win. Now we come to the main event there. Main event, Lee. Again, Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, the reigning, defending, undisputed
WWE Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar against the
monster among men.
The monster among men.
Braun Strowman.
The Universal Championships on the line. If you've been following Raw, past couple of weeks, Strowman's virtually destroyed them at every conflict. Apart from the one where the entire locker room come out, and even then they were throwing them out the ring, the security around like ragdolls. Obviously, Brock Lesnar touted as the underdog in this. Braun Strowman's on a winning streak. He's on probably the biggest push of any star currently at the moment. He's well liked backstage by personnel, creative.
Because Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men.
He does. Now, obviously from the Fatal 4-Way that had just happened at the last pay-per-view. I'll go first on this one. I'm going with Strowman. The reason I'm going with Strowman is I think it would be devastating for him to lose to Lesnar, and I'm not taking anything away from Lesnar, he's the beast. But Strowman is on a whole nother level in terms of monster. He's massive, strong, he's tough. And that no-sell of the German suplex, Reigns didn't do that. He just popped straight back up. He was up before Lesnar managed to get to his feet. I can't see Strowman losing. The only way Strowman's going to lose this match is if there's interference. I've got a suspicion, and I hope it's not valid. I haven't read this in any dirt sheet, so this is a Gavbon prediction. I think Heyman is going to turn on Lesnar at some point.
So soon?
Well, this is maybe not this match, but I think he's going to turn on Lesnar. I think Strowman would really benefit from Paul Heyman. Strowman can't really cut a promo.
He can.
Yeah, but he can't really. He's not cutting big promos, is he? He's just saying he's like a Neanderthal, me destroy, me break you. He's like, roar, or else. He's literally.
You sound Russian then.
Yeah, I know, I'm doing Rusev, I think. A Rusev match guy. But yeah, I'm going with Strowman, and I think it'll be a back and forth strong match. I don't think Strowman will manhandle Lesnar like he has done. And I do think that Strowman will come out with Lesnar looking strong still. Strowman will win. Lesnar will probably take some time off, as you told me about the dirt sheets. Were you seeing it?
Yeah, I'm not going to say any direct websites because I can't remember what there was, but I heard Lesnar was off screen till Royal Rumble season, which is obviously.
Well, I know. I can't remember the date, but I think his USADA suspension's up. He wants to go back into the octagon.
John Jones is...
John Jones is gone now, but I think...
He's got no one to go and fight against.
Well, there is always people he can fight against.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
He's going to get paid... He'll get paid in what? He'll get paid in in one fight. half is what he gets in WWE. He got 5 million in UFC 100. 200 it was. I think he got maybe 11 million. He got a stupid amount, and he tested positive for steroids. But yeah, sorry to ramble on, Lee, but I'm guessing you're gonna go with Strowman. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, you're absolutely wrong. I think what'll happen in the main event is it'll be a test of strength. It'll be back and forth, suplex city bitch.
Yeah.
And then the Monster Young Men, I'll be throwing his power slams, choke slams, body blocks, all that kind of stuff that he does. And I think the end result will be Lesnar with an F5. Now, saying that, I think it'll be a 1-2-3 for Lesnar, but Strowman, I'll get back up. Now, what I think will happen is, to take Lesnar off TV for a few months, is Strowman, to make him look even stronger, will decimate him.
We'll take him out.
Superplex through the ring, spear through the barricade, power slams through the ring announce table, whatever it'll be. So then Kurt Angle will come out on Raw and say, right, not so much a tournament, maybe even a fatal 4-way, Joe, Reigns, Cena, Strowman.
When's Joe back from injury? He's currently injured at the moment.
Well, he's had 6 weeks off, but it's been 4-5 weeks.
Okay, so he's due back
So
soon.
he could be back. Even Rollins. And then I think Strowman will take the belt. Because, like SmackDown's doing tonight, because we're recording this, like on, what are they building it as? It's in Vegas. They're calling it something.
I haven't seen the preview for SmackDown so far. I was intending
Sin City something, they're calling it.
Sin City. Something in Sin City.
Yeah, something like that. So they could do like a big match kind of build, because I think they've got No Mercy's in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that's Raw pay-per-view.
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
In 3-4 weeks. And then I think there's like a gap again before the next pay-per-view.
Lot.
So I think bullet points, Lesnar wins, Strowman destroys him, title gets vacated. That means Lesnar looks strong,
He never
lost the belt. Strowman looks strong, he demolished Lesnar even though he lost.
That could be. You've made a really good point there. Although I'm just going to stick with Strowman, I'm going to go safe. What I think you're saying sounds very viable. I just don't think that the push they've given Strowman.
But even
he would have. If he didn't win the title tonight, he would win it in the next match. He would win it if it was vacated.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you.
And then Lesnar comes back and takes it off him
in a couple of months.
Okay.
Keep the title on Raw. If Lesnar wins, can you honestly say that they're going to keep the Universal title off Raw for like 2-3 however months?
No, not again.
There you go.
No, they can't afford to. It hurts ratings as well, having your top star off television with the title not doing anything. It makes a lot of the matches pointless because there's no real. I mean, all you've got to hope is when Lesnar does come back in like 3 months' time, you know, they're not going to announce an opponent 3 months in advance, are they? They're just going to duke it out for the next 3 months until he comes back, and I don't think that's right. Don't think it's fair on us fans. Don't think it's fair on the roster either, where they've got to wait for a part-timer to come back with a belt.
Well, there you go.
Either way, the title's staying on Raw.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a dual-branded kind of thing, is it?
So, to recap the predictions for No Mercy
Go from the
2017. So, I've picked Strowman to win, and you've picked...
Go for
the first matches, okay. So, we'll include Miz and Jason Jordan here, just for reference. I think Jason Jordan's going to win the title.
I say Miz, so that's 1 for 1.
Okay, I think Enzo Amore is going to take the championship off Neville.
I say Neville, so that's 2 for 2.
I think Balor is going to beat Wyatt.
So I think Wyatt, so that's 3 for 3.
I reckon Nia Jax is going to win the Fatal 4-Way.
We agree on that, so that stays 3 for 3.
Who is she going to pin though? Emma. Pin the weakest, so the rest look alright.
Yeah.
Good point. So Ambrose and Rollins versus Cesaro. Sheamus and Cesaro. I'm going with Sheamus and Cesaro.
Going for Ambrose and Rollins.
Okay.
4 for 4.
I'm going with Roman Reigns over John Cena.
No, I've totally forgot what I said.
You pick Reigns.
I picked Reigns too, so
Cena's going off TV for like...
Yeah. 4.
And I'm going with Strowman beating Lesnar and taking a title off him.
Lesnar.
Okay. So
5.
we shall see what happens. We will do a post No Mercy show in 2 weeks' time where we will
just
obviously go over the matches and, you know, we'll decide on a forfeit between now and then.
Yeah, there'll be a review show, but if there's more matches added, then we'll kind of do just a quick video just to give an update on the...
We'll fill it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for listening to the Bodyslam Inc. podcast. I have been Gavbon.
My name is Lee, and I've been down since day one.
I'm a right smark, fat smark they call me. But yeah,
Smark.
Thanks for tuning in, folks, and ciao for now.
Brrrah.
Brrrah.